what you think you came out of is not your background. But something has adapted you to make you think that that is the true background that you came from. The adaptive religion that we have tells us that this is the true background we came from. But in going in details and bringing these things out, realize the comfort and the construed approach of story that we have, telling us that there isn't valid truth in there. Because we are adapted, they've made a story out. Something have be made up to sort of please us, to accept ourselves and have a peaceful growth with no conflict in ourselves or with others. We just have to have something. If a man adopts a child and he knows nothing of that child, you have to invent something, stories that will give the child some sense of hope and understanding that, hey, I'm your father, I'm your true father. It's a lie. It's not true that this is true father. Maybe at some point they are kind enough to reveal, or birth certificate will reveal the truth, or the parents will tell the truth themselves. But along the child, where the child has got no brains to accept certain things that is not growing, the child has to be put in a situation to be happy at all times, knowing that this is his true parent. So in his happiness, in his good mood, his true skills and his true personality will always be intact, because out of his conscience he also feels like every normal child, and that child will have his talents out there. He will perform well and have no sorrow or sadness in him. He'll be missing his parents. No, he won't miss his parents, because he knows he's got his parents there, and probably they are not his parents. In that same manner that we have to use to tackle in this situation that this discussion is all going about, how this I'm trying to put through it. It's the same situation. We can relate to that same situation and build life through that angle. So when the child grows up, it becomes necessary to tell the child the truth. The child will be worried, but he will take it quietly, because he's an old and matured person and he knows better. But if you leave it for him to die or to grow out old in that old age, he will end up hating his adopted parents, because they deny him of this one thing. He trusted them, and they never told him the truth. So it has to be timed well. The truth has to come out at the right time. You have to really tell them. You have to reveal, let people understand. This is an adaptive religion probably you are into. It was invented for rule purposes, for ruling purposes, or for control of the population purpose, or for whatever purpose, or breeding and growing people, and sort of society to sort of base their reason and have some guidance so that they can live on to sense of hope. But at some point, the truth has to come out. In fact, the book in dictionaries and so many things prove and brings those things out. That is what ended up for me to discover these things now. But normally it's too late, because the idea that people get old enough and they still being prevented from knowing. The mind developed at some stage that it becomes obvious that this person is no more a child. He knows this and that. Is he going to discover himself? Point him there, let him discover. Parental responsibility. Point him to the fact that this is what he has to know. Now you're old. We can use those rules and guidance that we have here, those invented guides, the guidance to still guide you. They are well invented. We're using that to help you out. But that's it. Now you have to use your brains, common sense. So it is not a true religion that we look out for. It is not a true guide from a living God, or one unified God, or one person. It is all gods that has been invented, has been modified as time goes on. Spirits has taken over the format, because you can see clearly here that another Jehovah speaks. Not the very Jehovah who was speaking in Genesis is speaking in even the New Testament, or is speaking in today's current day. Because the same equally, the church will strike or accuse anybody who practices incest. And if you go to Islamic world, the same thing. If culturally you are not damaged or hurt or killed or punished, you will be punished religiously. outside of the religious side, the social aspect of things, governmental issues, you still be punished, or you still be, But it's fine if we accept that. But the problem is accepting that and putting that responsibility or blending that with this. It's a strong fabrication, a strong lie that we shouldn't even consider, or that is where the confusion comes in. If you claim this Christianity, Islamic, then you have claimed something that does not give you the right to condemn incest, or gives you the right to condemn adultery, or gives you the right to condemn fornication, or gives you the right to condemn lying, or gives you the right to condemn stealing, or gives you the right to condemn that. If you claim those things, because you know within your life, you know that the rules does not just go along just specific people, but everyone is entitled to that. So if we point things out clearly and we see these facts, it helps us. Now, there are academics, as I said, they will look at me, they will hear these things, they will convince people through other seminars, and to say that, oh, this is what is happening, just as it was in the time of what he says of Jesus. I'm not comparing myself to him, but I'm giving instances of which is there in these books. And he was later killed. He was killed by the same religious leaders because they have to get rid of him. So that if they get rid of him, then they can still pursue their silly ways of which is not practicable. It's not practical to the religion, the faith that they stand for. Why would they do that? I mean, they should have seen clearly that, hey, this guy has brought our light. He has brought light upon us. He has really revealed things. Rather, let's find ways and, correct our life with our brothers and sisters out there, our children, our grandchildren, so that we can, get the right thing going. But rather, they took the mantle of striking this guy, killing him, just because he revealed to them, he brought them to the state of them feeling guilt. How dare you tell us that we are wrong? We are the leaders. We have been appointed by the people to lead them. How do you dare come? You came from where you were a child. We brought you up. We know who you are. You were a carpenter's child. You are coming to tell us that we are sinners. We know we are sinners, but we are the leaders too. If we do not find some standard of moral guidance for the people, there won't be leaders at all. As if leaders are just required because it's the beauty of life to have leaders. What is the sense of a leader if the leader is not practicing or is not fulfilling the rules that he probably or she has set out there? That leader is no use, or there's no importance or significance to life, nor the people he rule upon. If you're a king and you don't follow rules and regulations that you have set yourself, or rules that has been set out there for everybody, you're not qualified to be a king. You're not qualified to be a ruler. You're not qualified to be a manager or a director. No. That is the whole point. You have to be able to qualify the very things that you claim, because obviously you qualify and you see it as something that can be done. That is why you've implemented it, or you want it to be implemented. But if you know it can't be done, then you are telling what really, what good are you doing to the people or to yourself? It does matter. The religious leaders struck the man, destroyed him, killed him. They ended his mission. He still went ahead and said inspiring words. He told them, things that we could tell them from here. Tell that, hey, if it was good for me to die, then Lord, let me die. There were so many sorrows and regrets that you could tell that, even though he could tell that he was going to die because of the choice of work that he's following, deep down he also think that it is not necessarily God's will. But deep down he also accept that if God decides to let it be, fine, let it be. Then it was God's will at some point. then it is not God's will at some point. The prophet says it's God's will. But if he